Hello everyone, just give me a second and I will share my screen. Okie dokie, so hi everyone once more and thank you for joining us today. Hello everyone, just give me a second and I will share my screen. Sorry. Yeah, once more, here we are. So in today's webinar, let me show you Welkin's customizable pass in action. So it's a really ultimate replacement for Salesforce standard pass. And let me just try to convince you in it. So my name is Vladimir. I am head of products at the Welkin suite. And also I'm head of Salesforce development department in the Polytech software company. So what we will talk about in the next 20-25 minutes. First of all, I will provide you a very quick introduction of what is Welkin's customizable pass, how it appeared, and what are its goals. Then, the most interesting part, I will show you how to build a complicated pass in about 10, maybe 15 minutes. And you can just imagine how long it would take you to build this pass without Welkin's customizable pass. Then, of course, once you're ready to try it yourself, I will show you how to get Welkin's customizable pass, and at the end, I will happily answer any of your questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them directly in the Q&A section or even in chat. So let's start. What is Welkin's customizable pass? No, here we are. So in general, it's really a replacement for Salesforce standard pass. You can see on the screenshot here on the presentation our view of sales pass, let's call it this way. And it's very similar to the one from Salesforce, but it is much, much more powerful. We have built a lot of, we were building this package, this solution for about 3 or 4 years, and we've based it on all our experience as consulting partners for Salesforce. So we've accumulated all of the requests from our customers, and we just got tired implementing the same stuff and wasting too much time on trying to make Salesforce pass a bit more user-friendly. For example, limiting stage changes to certain users, showing 20 key fields, or having conditionally displayed fields in transitions. So in general, it's really a very, very powerful replacement for Salesforce standard pass, which will allow you to customize your, let's say, sales pass, marketing pass, lead pass, or whatever pass you're building in your Salesforce organization with a lot of cool features. But you already can find a lot of information on AppExchange or on our website. It will be much easier for me just to show you how it works and what you can do with this solution. So let's imagine this kind of opportunity pass. We have a bunch of almost standard stages like prospecting, qualification, needs analysis, value proposition, credit check, proposal quote, review, closed won, closed lost, and nurturing. Almost standard Salesforce opportunity flow, but with some changes. As you might remember, in Salesforce, by default, anyone can change status from anything to anything, like from prospecting directly to closed won, or from credit check to, let's say, closed won as well, or back to prospecting. In our case, in our sample organization, we have a pretty strict flow with a certain list of allowed transitions. And you can notice here that we have some stages which have their defined owners or responsible teams. So let's say if an opportunity needs analysis, then we involve there our business analysts team, and it's their responsibility to perform some kind of high-level analysis and provide their feedback in the opportunity and move it to value proposition. The same applies to the credit check. So this is our risk team that performs credit check of the potential company, and it can then just close the opportunity because they don't want us to deal with that customer, or they can allow us to proceed further. In standard Salesforce way, we would build, I would say, maybe 15 or 20 different validation rules, which will restrict the status changes to this flow, which will restrict status changes to certain teams in certain stages, maybe even more. And we won't get a lot of, let's say, handy features, or we won't get smooth user experience, because from our point of view, standard Salesforce approach with limiting users' abilities with validation rules, it's like a bad approach because people start typing something in, they try to change the stage, and then they get an error, and no one likes errors. In our situation, we are doing this a bit different. So let me switch from the presentation to my Salesforce organization. So first of all, let's review our opportunity and how it's built. This is a standard Salesforce pass, and we can see here that all our statuses are aligned in a single line. This is one of the key points that was driving us a bit crazy, because I don't want to have like closed lost as a last stage in my pass. At the same time, I also don't want to have nurturing state here, because it's not exactly happy pass. It means that we need to wait some time, and it's somewhere closer to closed lost even. So maybe contact later, something like that. And this stage shouldn't be displayed in our sales pass as a regular stage that we should complete. Other than that, you can see that I pretty straightforwardly can check any stage and mark this as a current stage without any restrictions. And here we are. We are on the proposal price quote, just skipped everything else. So let me try to build a great and user-friendly pass with Welkin's customizable pass. Right now, the only thing I've done before this webinar is that I've installed the package, and now I will need to do everything from the very beginning. So let's start. First of all, I will need to assign permission set to administrator and to users. So we have two built-in permission sets within our package, and I will just need to assign them to proper users. So I will add assignment for the administrator. It should be only my user. Great. And we also have another permission set for the users of the solution. So where it is? Page 1 of 2. Yeah, please go to the next page. Welkin's customizable pass user. Here we are. And I will assign this permission set to my user as well, and to our dummy business analyst user. So here it is. Now I can administer customizable pass, and business analyst can use it. Now let's start creating our custom pass. So I will switch to the special applications that we have. It's called Welkin's customizable pass configuration. Here is some standard blah, blah, blah with general information. And I switch to the custom pass tab. I don't have any pass yet, so I will just create a first one. Let's see how it works. So when I create a new pass, I need to define its name. So opportunity main pass. Object, select an object. So let it be opportunity. And I will need to select a pick list, like controlling pick list. It will be stage. Then in the select stages, like multi-select pick list, I have all the stages of my opportunity object, and I can reorder here values. By the way, if I don't want to have any certain stages in this opportunity, in this pass, I can just remove them. But in my case, I need everything. So let me move need analysis right before the value proposition, and let me move credit check before the proposal price quote. And nurturing, let it be at the very end, because it doesn't matter. It will be displayed separately. So we have created our first pass. It's still not configured. So let's start doing it. Here on the stages sub-tab, I can see all of my stages. And for each of the stages, I can easily change a label. Just in case if you don't want to change your pick list values, you can easily rename statuses in the way you would like to. Let's say I will rename nurturing to contact later. And also you can see there is a checkbox, like if a certain stage is a happy pass. So in our situation, closed lost and nurturing are not happy pass stages. So I've unselected them here. Now, for each of these stages, I can easily configure a key field screen. So it's like key fields configuration in Salesforce. Let it be this way. So let me start creating a new one. So I don't have any screens yet, so I just create a new screen. And here, almost in the same way as we have with Salesforce, we can display some hint text for our users and fields, or we can just show fields. In my case, let it be both text and fields. So I will name this field, this screen somehow generic key fields list. No, let it be prospecting key fields. This stage, your goal is to get as much something like that. It's very important. And what are the key fields? Let's say account, close date, and I don't know what else. It will be lead source. And that's it. So here are my fields for the prospecting key fields. Now I have the screen. It will look somehow this way. I can assign it to the prospecting stage. So now this key field screen will be shown for the prospecting stage. In the same way, I can create or assign different screens for all my other stages. Let's say for the qualification, I can reuse the same key field screen and it will be okay. While for the closed lost stage, let it be something else. So without guidance, and I will add a couple of fields. So one field, to be honest. Reason lost, and I will add a field competitors. Where is it? Main competitors. Here we are. And I will assign this screen to the closed lost stage. That's it. So in the same way, you can assign your key field screens to all of your stages. And I haven't shown, yep. So yeah, let me edit the screen and add a bit more fields. So let me add amount, I don't know, credit check result, created by, create date. So you can see we don't have any limitation for the number of key fields. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. It'd be 8 fields. Description. Yeah. Now, let's assume that I have key fields here. Now let's move to the most important part of the Welkin's customizable path. Is the transition configuration. By default, when you create a new path in the Welkin's customizable path, no transitions are allowed. In our situation, you need to explicitly define what are the allowed transitions from like source stage to the target stage. So from the prospecting stage, we can transition to qualification, and it's available for everyone. Let it be this way. From the qualification stage, where is my presentation? We can move to needs analysis or to value proposition. Let's do this. So let's needs analysis and value proposition. From needs analysis, we can transition to value proposition only. So here's my value proposition, and we will need to restrict this transition to only business analyst group. So I will select specific roles profiles, and here I can look through my roles and profiles. So where is my, yep, here's profile business analyst, and just to make sure, no, I won't do this. So I will just leave only for business analyst. Maybe, I don't know, for CEO as well can move this, can perform this transition. Then from needs analysis, we need a transition to, from value proposition, we need transition to credit check. Again, available to everyone. From credit check, is it right? Yep. From credit check, we have a transition to proposal price quote. I will restrict it to specific profiles, roles or profiles. To be honest, I don't have a profile for risk. right now. So let me just vote, I don't know, for only for system administrators. And also I will create transition to closed closed. And in the same way, it's available only for system administrators. Okay, now from the proposal price quote, I need to move to review stage. Got it. And from negotiation review, I need to move to closed one, again for everyone. Now, as I've built this path and this one, I just need to create all transitions into the nurturing stage and to the closed closed stage. So I will need to create again like a bunch of transitions from all stages to nurturing and from almost all stages to closed closed. So let me do it. From prospecting to closed closed and from prospecting to nurturing. Where is it? Ah, yeah. Is it already available? No. Yeah, it's contact later. I've renamed it. Sorry. The same for qualification. From value proposition as well to closed closed. And to contact later. From needs analysis to closed closed. And again, allowing it for business analysts and let's say CEO. And to nurturing or contact later. Here again, contact later, only system admins. And from proposal price quote as well. So contact later. And cost lost. The last one. Contact later. Cost lost. Now from our nurturing, and so we don't have any transitions from closed lost, we don't have any transitions from closed one, and from contact later, we might need to transition back to, let's say, qualification once more. So let's add only transition to the qualification. So now we've built a foundation for our path with all of the allowed transitions. We've already restricted some of the transitions to specific users. We've kind of built the list of our key fields. Now let's show me another great option of the Welkin's customizable path. It's configurable transition screens. So like while in standard Salesforce path, you only have key fields. In our situation, for each certain transition, you can reuse a certain screen. Let's say if we are moving to the closed closed stage, I want to ask for specific fields. Let's say, again, I will create a new screen to closed lost. With guidance, please describe in details why we've lost this customer. And I will add a couple of fields. So the first one, it's lost reason. Where is it? Reason lost. Yeah. And I will make it required. So I don't need to make it required on the object level. I don't need to make it required anywhere else. I just mark it here as a required. And that's it. And I assign it to this transition. Now, yeah, it's a bit of, let's say, routine work, but I need to do this for each transition to the closed closed. So the same here. I will reuse my screen. I won't create it once more. I will just reuse it. Okay, to closed closed. So you got the idea. Now let me do one more example of how we can configure transition. So let's say from the credit check, I want to move from from the credit check, I want to move to the proposal/price quote status. But we need to gather details from our risk team. So let me create a new screen, risk results. Without guidance, guys know what to do. And what field will you add here? Credit score, I believe. Yep, credit check result. And I will make this field required. Now let me show my favorite, almost favorite magic in this package. So let me get back to my setup and I will show you one trick. So credit check result, it's a pick list with 4 different values: approved, approved with conditions, and declined. And approved with conditions means that we would like to ask our risk team to somehow provide these conditions. And situation here is that we will require them to add these conditions all the time, even if it's approved without any conditions, or we will make this conditions optional, so they can forget what are the conditions, or they can forget to enter these conditions into the opportunity. So in the Welkin's customizable path, we have 2-stage transition options. So one is called prerequisite screen, and it's for those of you who are developers, it's more like a before trigger. But we also have an after trigger. So it's a transition detail screen, which is shown after we are transitioning an opportunity to a certain stage. So let me create a new field, a new screen. Risk conditions without guidance, and let me open another window here and look for the field where we have these conditions. Yep, so the field is maximum approved sale amount, and it's specified by our credit check. So I want to show this field, maximum approved sale amount. I want to make it required, but I want to show it only in certain conditions. So we have dynamically shown fields in Welkin's customizable path. Let us create a condition. So a condition would be if a credit check result equals approved with conditions. I can add here a couple of another conditions, build logic like and to, or to, and anything else, but in my case, it is very simple condition. Just show this field if credit check result is approved with conditions. Okay, got it, created, assigned it. We still have some place for improvement for this flow, but let me show how to use it and how it will look like. I get back to this opportunity. I open edit page. And now it's very quick and easy. I drag and drop here the custom path component. I remove the standard component. And in the configuration for the custom path component, I select my path. That's it. So I save it, I activate it, I make it org default. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, by the way, it's also both desktop and phone compatible, so it works well everywhere. While it's being saved, let me try to refresh the page. Here we are. So this is the Welkin's customizable path, and it looks a bit different. You might notice that needs analysis, value proposition, and all of these statuses are not clickable. And in this case, I clearly see what are the transitions which are allowed for me. I can expand key fields, and I will see here the guidance and all of my key fields, no matter if it's 20, 50, or even 100 of them, but don't do 100 fields, please. I can select transition to qualification, we don't have any screens here, so it doesn't ask me anything. I can click on the closed lost and it shows me transition prerequisites, so reason lost. I can switch to contact later, but we also don't have a screen here, so it won't ask me anything. Let me just move our opportunity through the flow, and I will show you how two-step authentication works. By the way, here are the key fields for the qualification again, and you also see that we have different stages highlighted. So if I will move it to needs analysis, see that now I can't move it anywhere else. Just literally can't move it anywhere. Because I'm system administrator, I'm not the business analyst user. Let me open my business analyst user. I will open the same opportunity. It's cached version of the standard pass. And now you can see that my business analyst user can move this opportunity to the value proposition. But he won't provide any details. So let me quickly get back and quickly modify this transition to ask our business analyst about like what is that outcome. So let me create a new screen. Be outcome without guidance. Be recommendations required. What else? What else? And yeah, nothing else, I believe, in my case. Assign. By the way, when, let's say, moving for needs analysis, it will be also pretty important to ask for a BA. So moving to needs analysis and add here a required field for assigned business analyst. So it should be there and it should be filled in. And even more, okay, let's do it in correct order, but after the qualification, if we are moving, let's say, to needs analysis, once more, let's configure this page. And let's add a couple of fields for our sales guys to gather from customers. So I don't know what is current solution description, current solution problems, maybe main competitors. What else do you want to ask about? Nothing else. So I'm okay with this list. And let's make main competitors and current solution description required, while problems as well. So let's make all of them required and assign them for our screen. So if I will get back to my business analyst user, if I'll refresh the page, and we will try to move to value proposition, I will be asked about the BA recommendations. Just make them happy and move it to value proposition. Here you can see that I can move to credit check because we don't have any limitations on what user can move to credit check stage. So, okay, let me move there. And now, yeah, you can see that as well. I can't move to the proposal price code because we had limitation for system admins to do this change. So again, I will refresh my opportunity as system administrator and we'll show you the last magic. So moving to proposal price quote, I have to enter credit check result. Let me do it approved with conditions. And where it is. Maybe I have entered it not in the correct way. Okay, I will need to debug it. But in general, the idea is like that you can use transition detail screen for two steps authentication, like for two steps gathering of information that depends on the information from the first stage. So that was in general it. This is how Welkin's customizable path works. You've seen the main concept of having stages and separating them into happy paths and, let's say, everything else. You've seen the concept of having separate screens for key fields, screens for transitions, for prerequisite screens, for transition detail screens. You've seen the idea that you have to specify exactly what are the allowed transitions between different stages. You can easily restrict access to certain transitions to certain users. And you can also review the screen section where you see all of your screens, in what paths they are used, and for what they are used. So it's needs analysis to value proposition. This screen is used in 2 stages in key fields. So you see all the details right here. You can easily edit screens directly here. You can clone them and create similar screens in the future. So this is the all power of Welkin's customizable path. I hope that you've liked it and that you will find it useful for your teams, for your Salesforce organization. Now, pretty simple question on how to get Welkin's customizable path. Just go to Salesforce App Exchange, search for Welkin. Let me do this for you. Welkin. As you can see here, not yet, but you will. As you can see here, we have a couple of other solutions like components or our consultant listing. So you can review details here, but let's dive into Welkin's customizable path. App Exchange is sometimes old. Again, you can review information and details here. You can find our short guide about how to configure and how to use Welkin's customizable path as well here, together with testimonials. And just hit and get it now and get your free 14-day trial. So yeah, Welkin's customizable path is not a free solution. It's a paid one. It's $125 per month or 10 times more per year. In general, it's cheaper than one Salesforce enterprise license, and I believe that you already have some calculations in your mind on how many time you would spend on building at least this, using standard approaches with validations, with maybe triggers, with something else. So it will just save you a lot of money if you start using it. So try it yourself. Like, get it now, try it yourself. It's very easy. You've seen that I've spent about 20 minutes, but you will spend the same amount of time and you will be able to build your first path and start using it for your organization. Why not? Just try it. So that was everything, I believe, important and like hello from my side. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat or in the Q&A section. I will be happy to answer them. Okay, guys, so thank you once more very much for joining this webinar today. If you would have any questions, drop them at info@welkinsfield.com and try the Welkin's customizable path yourself from App Exchange and let us know what you think about it. Looking forward to seeing you as our users. Thank you. Bye-bye. Quick question, can you report on this path? A good question. And what exactly would you like to report? So what kind of reports would you like to build with path? Like, what are the allowed transitions or what else? To be honest, I'm not sure that our custom objects that are used for custom paths are reportable, but let me check this and get back to you in email so I can answer your question with all the details. Okay, so thank you once more. Have a great